I want to talk about food and drug administrators because the owner of Bayer Aspirin has purchased the Monsanto company that creates all the genetically modified food. So let's talk about it. Now, for those that don't know, Monsanto is a company, a chemical company. It's 6 major chemical companies, and Monsanto is one of them. And Bayer is one of them. And Monsanto was involved and has been involved and is involved with genetically modifying the food, which is something that's been done for ages anyway. The thing is it being done to create something that's tasty and something that's original or something that's different, that has flavor, or that's going to do different positive things medicinally or spiritually or mentally? Or is it something designed to make slaves out of people and have the crops messed up? So, you never know what these mad scientists is doing. So Monsanto is going out here putting this genetically modified food out here, and they're splicing food with animals, genes, and that's a little crazy. If you're a botanist, then you're supposed to be mixing plants with plants. I mean, what the hell are you call a person that makes plants with animals? But a lunatic. And their name wasn't so good. Everybody's banned GMO. Everybody hates Monsanto. And now the people that own Bayer Aspirin goes and buys Monsanto. So now you got people that's involved with your medicine, your so-called medicine, and they're going to get involved with genetically modifying your food. So, people better really wake up and work out their situations. You really just don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, because Monsanto got it so bad that when the other crop, when the pollen goes into your crop and your crop becomes mixed, they can go and test your crop and say, okay, you can't grow this no more because this got some of the elements in it and some of the DNA, plant DNA of our plant. So basically that's our plant and you can't grow it. So they almost got like monster crops that go attack your crop. A plant could have pollen come over to the other side and affect the other plant. So this is what they was making. And now this company is owned by Bayer. So do some research on that and keep your eyes open because there's a lot of funny style things going on. It's time to get your own property. It's time to grow your own food. It's time to get involved with politics and stop listening to these people who keep telling you politicians ain't this and politicians ain't that. Them people ain't nothing but negative energy. How you gonna just say politicians ain't nothing and then politicians is controlling your whole life and you saying they ain't nothing and you ain't watching them? You supposed to take your ass down to them city hall meetings and go see what the alderman is doing, what the mayor's doing, what the senator's doing, what the Congress is doing. It's affecting you, so how you gonna ignore something that's affecting you? You're supposed to go find out what's going on. You can't just let politicians have a free hand. So you need to watch these politicians and watch these corporations and be involved so that you can say, no, you can't have GMO in our state, in our city, in our country. No GMO. You can't have nothing. We need to know what this is and the benefits of this. People have been grafting food for a long time. But I'll tell you this too. People have been creating plagues for a long time too. People have grafted certain fruits and created too much of a certain animal. You just didn't have locust plagues. You have plagues of animals when you start growing too much of one type of crop in one area. I'm going to get into that before I end this video. When I lived in Hawaii, we would take our van. We had a Volkswagen van, and we would cruise down. You know, when you come down on the Oahu Island, that's the island with Waikiki on, and you go up there on that north side and you cruise down, it's just all pineapples out there. It's pineapple fields everywhere. And it's a lot of pineapple fields just as far as you can see. And we used to cruise down there in the van and drive around as the sun starts setting, and we would look to see where the yellow, orange pineapples at. You know, if they all dark green, they're not ripe. We would look to see where the yellowish pineapple is, and we'd pick out the air and we'd ride out, because they catch you out there stealing pineapples, boy. You know, you probably go, who knows? You know, when you're young, you're stupid. You know, look at it as stealing. You look at it, we're going to get some pineapples. They got plenty of them. So I'm telling you, and there's pineapples as far as you can see. Like if you live in a city, you know, there's pineapples as far as you can see. Like I'm really talking like 20, 30, 40, 50 blocks. I mean, you know, as far as you can see, there's just pineapples all the way across. There's nothing but pineapples. There's nothing. If there's a house, you can see the house way over there. It's just the one house in the middle of all these pineapples. So it's millions and millions of pineapples. And we would go snatch these pineapples. And as soon as the sun almost down, we could run out there and you could barely see. You couldn't see us. We could barely see. We would snatch the ones that was in that area and throw them in the van and ride off. We ride off. We got 50 pineapples. And every time we pull one of these pineapples up, there would be these little bitty black bugs, and it would be hundreds of them on each pineapple. I would say, man, I ain't trying to underestimate, but 200 to 300 on each pineapple. Now, I'm looking across here, and I'm thinking, it's millions of pineapples. So how many of these bugs is it? And that's my point, is that when they grow all these pineapples in one area like this, whatever bug come to mess with it, it's just billions of them, billions and billions. So, you know, we got to watch Bayer. We got to watch what used to be Monsanto, because they're going to go and grow these crops. They're going to grow hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres of the same crop. It's all going to be GMO. And it's going to cause us all kind of problems. We're going to have all type of plagues and who knows what, because you don't know. You know, when you start mixing spider and bull and different stuff and mixing it with the vegetables, you don't know the outcome of the babies. You know. And you have generations of babies that's been eating this, what's going to be the outcome? Like an aspirin. One day I was in school and I was young. I hadn't even started growing dreadlocks then. It was probably like 77 or 78. I was in music college and I was taking some type of science class, and this doctor, this guy could tell you about being a doctor, came. He was talking about drugs and how they test drugs. So I asked him, I said, how long do you test drugs? And he gave me a time like, okay, sometimes we test these drugs up to 10 years, 5 to 10 years. And I said, well, then technically you can't, it's impossible to test drugs. He said, what do you mean? I said, if you test a drug for 10 years and you find out that drug don't do nothing to people, and then you take that drug and you give it to me and I take it. Once I take it past 10 years, this is a whole new experiment. You only know 10 years. You don't know 20 years. You don't know 30 years. You don't know 40 years of me taking this aspirin. Now, not only do I take this aspirin for 40, 50, 60 years, I have babies. And my babies grew up and take these aspirins. And then they have babies and take these aspirins. Okay, what's the result of that? So, you know, keep your mind on these food and drug administrators. And you have to ask yourself, who put food and drugs together? You don't find that suspicious? sell you the food to get you sick, and then sell you the drug.
Have you ever considered becoming a vegan but didn't know what steps to take? Or started the transition but wasn't able to finish the process? Well, you're in luck, because now you have the easiest way to become a vegan. A simple and clear guide to embracing a vegan lifestyle. For more information, please visit www.veganintel.com and get your guide today.